If you're not listening to the Smoke World podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have a conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. And I tell you this every time, folks. Send those emails into stone@smokeworldpodcast.com. If you haven't had the opportunity already to check out the website, smokeworldpodcast.com, go check it out. Go support the sponsors. Again, I'm telling you, folks, if you're not looking at that, then you're not looking at nothing. Today's guest on the episode of Smoke World is one of my brothers of the Leaf. We call him Big Rich. He's a man who's done many things. He's going to share his story. He joins us today. Big Rich, what's up, brother? How you feeling, sir?
How you doing, Brother Stone? I'm good.
Oh, lovely, brother. Lovely, lovely. All right, so, brother, before we do anything, this is one of my formats of my little scenario on my podcast. I'll ask the folks, where are you from, brother?
I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania, sir.
Chester, PA. Okay, so you're right there near Philly. So for those who don't know, folks, he's right there on the outskirts of Philly, outside of Philly, past the airport. If you don't know, boom, you're in Chester. All right, brother, so you smoking today? Well, first of all, let me break this down. My brother just shared a birthday. He just had a birthday the other day, so happy belated birthday to the brother. We had a good time. We did some things, had a couple drinks. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for all that came out, man. It was a good night. Good night.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's your go-to smoke, man? Because I see you posting things, but you kind of a little bit all over. So what you got a go-to you like?
Yeah, man. You know, the Brotherhood be banging me out on it sometime, but my go-to is Fat Bottom Betty, man.
Fat Bottom Betty for Big Rich. That wouldn't really surprise me. You're a big guy, so you like a fat bottom. That makes sense, brother.
Yeah, so they tear me up about that one, man. But that's my go-to, man. I got to have Betty. I always got to be around at all times.
Betty, Fat Bottom Betty. Yo, so check this out, brother. So now you have an interesting career. You have done personal protection for a number of people. So I bring you on the show today to share some of those experiences, maybe some of the folks that you have done personal bodyguard, aka personal protection for, and maybe share some of those stories. So I'm gonna let you take it off. Now, the most famous, I will say this. The most, I can say most famous, but the one folks may know right from the door is none the other. Keith Sweat, brother. How is it working for Keith Sweat?
Oh, man, Keith Sweat, that's my man, man. He treat me just like family, bro.
Real good,
nice. Laid back, real good, laid back brother, man. You know, sometimes when you counter some of these artists, they be assholes, but nah, Keith, you know, he about his business.
So now, how long have you been, are you still with him now? Or, because I see he's not really doing too many tours, but the COVID, and does he still have the radio station? So you got two questions there. Are you still with him? And is he touring right now?
Yeah, right now the road been down since COVID. It's starting to open back up in the next month or two, and he still has his Sweat Hotel that he does online.
Oh, so he's still He's still rocking that good stuff.
Yeah, still rocking that, yes, sir.
All right. So how long have you been hooked up with Keith?
Well, Keith was like a fill-in type because my main client is Drew Hill.
Drew Hill.
And on you know, on some off days, I pick up a little side joint with Keith sometime if he need me for something.
Oh, that's what's up. All right, let's get into the Drew Hill then. Tell me what you want. Tell me if you ain't good enough for your bang bang. All right, tell us. Drew Hill. They're from Baltimore, right? Is that
correct?
Okay, so let's talk about Drew Hill. What are they doing? How long have you been hooked up with them?
Oh, man, I've been with Drew Hill since basically day one, 96, 97.
Man, it was out that long ago, wasn't it? Wow, I'm getting old,
Yeah.
brother. I'm getting old. So how did you even get into this whole thing, brother? I kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, brother of mine from Philly, named Brother Wendell. Back in the day, they had that Puff Daddy, Aaliyah, Bone Thugs, the Harmony tour, and they needed some more guys out there. So he reached out to me and came on the road. They liked the way I work, so I've been out there ever since.
Wow. Okay. So I know you got some stories, brother. I know you got some stories. So you're on the road. You've been doing this since '96. You know, I dibbled and dabbled in that field, so I know the road could be crazy, brother. So, I ain't gonna say give up all the tapes, but I know you done ran into some things, good and bad. What's your what's your most memorable moment out there on that road? What comes to mind when you think, man, the road? What first thought comes to your mind?
Man, you had several thoughts. I mean, now it's a little different out there now, but back in the day, I mean, when you're dealing with them R&B groups, you mostly dealing with screaming women.
Yeah.
You know? Then when you get into them rappers, that's when you get in all them other unnecessary situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the R&B side, mostly laid back with screaming women. You got the poor. I mean, we done had women follow the tour bus from one state to another. We done had women hiding in the dressing rooms. We done had hotel maids, you know, double back in the room after trying to, you know what I'm saying, all types of crazy stuff.
Oh, wow. Now, you ain't had to smack a couple of them jokers, did you? Yeah,
Nah, but man, not the women, nah. You just
well,
restrain them a little bit.
Well, even the dudes, you had to smack a couple of those, punch a couple of those in the face.
We had a couple now. We had a couple scuffles out on the road now. They ain't was giving. Yeah, the jokers, you know, some of them Negroes, they get upset that their girl want an autograph. Then they get upset. I'm saying it's only an autograph or a picture. Then that turns into a situation sometimes.
Gotcha. You know? That sounds like fun.
Matter of fact, we was over in Paris. I think it was Paris about 99, 2000. It was an all-out brawl, man.
Really? Who was you? Who was you rocking with? Drew Hill?
We was over there. We was over at Drew Hill on tour, and situation happened. Guy got jealous because his wife got pulled on stage, and then she wound up backstage. Came outside. It was a whole mess. We had to fight our way out of there.
All right, now here we go. This is gonna get good, brother. We got to get the juicy, because folks want to hear the juicy stuff, brother. You know how it is. This is like the soaps. So now the boy wife or girlfriend, whoever it was, gets pulled backstage. Now she didn't get pulled back there. She didn't get kidnapped. She really
no. At first it was a thing. At that time it was a set in the show where as though they bring women on stage for the set that they was doing.
Right.
And one of the perks was after you get up there, do your little gyrate, whatever you do, you come backstage and then you get a little picture or autograph.
Okay. So she backstage doing a little autograph.
Yeah, so see, I guess she was back there a little too long for whoever the guy she was with at the time. And he took it a little kind of personal, and then Rob got his little crew together, and they tried to come back there and thought it was gonna be sweet, but apparently it didn't work out good.
Yo, now like I said, you living on this road, bro. I know the ladies. The roads can be lonely at times, brother. Now I ain't saying give up all the tapes, but the people want to know, Rich. I know you was smashing Jones on the road.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. My younger days,
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta say, me back in the day, like Bernie Mac said, long time ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, you're right.
So we can share that, because this is what people want to hear, bro. People, we talk about cigars. That's cool.
Matter. I ain't married, so what the hell?
That's what I'm saying, brother. Talk to us. Yeah. Tell the people what was going on. You got to give them the whole scenario, so you painting a picture for them, because they got to live through you. They're like, all right, damn, Big Rich was Drew Hill, Keith Sweat, he on the road, he in different countries. Like, what is that? How is that? And what is that like? So you got to paint that picture for them, bro. So yeah.
Yeah, don't be shy. I guess the road would be kind of rough if you was married, because you'd be away from home. Because there's been time I was out on the road for 6 months, come on for a week, gone another 3 months, come on for 2 days, gone for another 2 months. So it can, I'm sure it can have its wear and tear on a relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it would. But you still kind of duck the question, man. You just kind of, you ain't really paint the picture. What's going on out there with these chicks, brother? You international. You like, yo, what's up? What's up? I'm off duty now.
Oh yeah, nah, I never really got down like that, because I ain't, but sometimes, it'd be, I guess it's just because back in the day, just guess I was guilty by association. How about that?
Oh, okay. You ain't in court, but that sounds fine, Your Honor. We're gonna remove that and strike that from the record.
Yeah.
So look, man. All right, you out there on the road, you're doing your thing. Now, how long you been smoking cigars? Were you smoking cigars back then, or were you just kind of newly got into cigars? What's up with that?
Oh, no, it's a negative. I started smoking cigar maybe about, I'm going to say around, let's see, about 12, 13 years now.
Okay, gotcha. So you weren't smoking cigars back in the 90s?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Was you drinking back then?
No, sir.
Really?
I wasn't drinking or smoking.
Oh, man. What happened, man? I mean, you got hit by a car or something one day and you got put on some
Yeah,
Percocets?
man. Yeah. I guess that could have been the case.
Oh, so okay, so you're fairly new to smoking, number of years, decade or so. So now, what do you like to pair with your cigar? I saw you had a few things there yesterday. So, which one would you say is your go-to? Like, yeah, that's my thing right there.
Good drink. I would have to go with that Glenlivet.
Oh, okay, Scotch man, that's what's up. Good stuff. Now, what that's
Yeah,
what
but
the
I bounce around now. So I like, I might do a little bourbon, a little whiskey. You know what I'm saying? So.
and the guys, like I said, you already know the fellas is coming at you hard, but about the fat bottom Betty. Like,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
come on, man. What's up with them infused cigars, man? Why you smoking that?
Hey,
Let me
man,
get you
that's my
this.
twist, man.
Hey, that's your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I smoke, different, variety of sticks, but that go-to, if I was going somewhere, I would look for Betty first.
Because you got a fat bottom, bro. You like
because
fat
I
bottoms.
travel, being that I travel, every time I travel, I always stay around close to somewhere where a cigar lounge is. So I pop in, like every city I go in, I always stop in the lounge.
Speaking
So
of that,
one day you might see me in Dallas, next day you might see me in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Speaking of that, so speaking of lounges, where you frequenting lately? Lately, with the COVID and everything, which I'm happy to say that today the CDC has just came out with an issuance of if you have the vaccination, you do not have to wear your mask. You do not have to social distance. All that. So the rules are changing and things are starting to open up a little bit. So with that being the case, where you smoking at now?
I mean, my main lounge I've been is the Hideout out in Aston, PA.
Okay, good stuff. You at the Hideout. All right, yeah. The Hideout's a nice little spot over there. It's like a honeycomb hideout.
Exactly. Nice little spot, good owners and good people that be there.
No doubt. Shout out to the Hideout Cigar Lounge. Like I said, it's a honeycomb hideout, literally, because if you don't know it's there, you can easily miss it. There's no doubt about that. So let's talk about some of the lounges that you have been in your travels. Does one or the other stick out? I mean, whether you traveling on the East Coast or the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean, some lounges have different things that they offer. Like one lounge in Alabama, they had like a concierge service, where though you come in, they seat you down, they walk you into the humidor. They get the whatever stick you want to get for you. They cut it for you, they light it for you. They just cater to you.
Oh, and that was what you say, Alabama?
Alabama, yes, sir, Huntsville.
Oh,
I forget
man.
the exact name of it, but I got it.
Okay, well, I mean, what you was doing in Alabama? I mean, did you get lost? Had a flat tire or something traveling through there?
Oh, no, I had a little concert we had down there at the time.
Oh, wow. Okay, Alabama. Woo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I wonder, this was pre-COVID or during COVID?
Not pre. That was before.
Okay, and the reason I was asking that question because of the type of service. I was just thinking maybe during the COVID they were saying, okay, we don't want folks to come into the humidor, so we'll get your stick. Okay, that's what's up. That sounds like a nice little spot.
That was pre. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a nice, and that was in Alabama. Okay,
Correct.
nice spot there, brother. Now, what are you doing now? So you got a 9 to 5 now, or you just still kind of standing by, waiting for the road to open back up, to go do your thing?
Oh yeah, I'm just relaxing, taking some time off, well needed rest. That's what I'm doing right now.
No
And
doubt.
like I said, they did a little spot things during COVID last year, not much, but it was just enough, to keep a brother through, So it was good.
Okay, so now with things opening up, I take it you start to pick up a little bit more. Maybe late summer, fall, things are start to change up where you back on the road, making moves again.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right, brother. Do you have any social media? Because there's a few things I did see on your social media. You had some pictures with some honorable people. So if folks wanted to check you out, I mean, how can they find you?
I'm on social media, Facebook, Richard Brown.
Richard Brown. All right, all right. You got an Instagram or anything like that? You just strictly a Facebook right now?
Just Facebook, man. That's all.
Oh, that's what's up, brother. Well, listen, man. Is there anything else you want the folks to know before we wrap up about you? A story maybe you ain't shared that now you thought about and said, dang, I want to tell a story. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I'm good, man. I just appreciate the fact you gave me a little bit of time to, for me to talk to the people out there,
Hey, brother,
And I
I appreciate
you,
you.
brother, for bringing me on your show there, partner.
I appreciate you, brother. Well, there you have it, folks.
I'm not a man of many words, but for you, I did it.
That's what I'm saying, and I appreciate that, folks.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very true. This man's about his handwork. He ain't about it talking about. Some people talk about it, be about it. Yeah, he'll be out here about it. So, put your hands up. Put your hands up. You know the song. Put your hands up. I need the beat so I can do my freestyle. Well, look,
Yes,
brother,
sir, yes, sir.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being a guest on Smoke World.
No problem, anytime, sir.
Yes, sir. But there you have it, folks. Another episode of Smoke World is in the books. Thank Big Rich for being a guest on the show. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com. And again, folks, let me beat you up in the ear about the website. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is where it's at. Okay, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to what you're listening to, folks. Appreciate you listening, and we will check you out on the other side. Peace.